Hey everyone, welcome back to Love Life Support. I
Hello.
am Patty, and this is my husband John Paul.
It's John Paul with me.
And on Love Life Support, we like to read Am I the Asshole stories and other Reddit stories and relationship advice.
Yes.
So, today's theme is no theme.
No theme at all.
Today is Am I the Asshole theme.
Yeah.
So, it's just like a bunch of random stories. I didn't really find a theme, but maybe at the end of this, we'll find a theme.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
So, are you ready?
I'm totally ready.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my roommate's girlfriend move into our apartment without paying rent? So, I, 25 years old, live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my roommate, Jake, 26. We've been friends since college and split rent, utilities, and chores evenly. Our lease is month to month, and we've always had bills get paid. Place stays clean, no drama. About 2 months ago, Jake started dating Sarah, 24, and she's been spending a lot of time at our place. Like, a lot. She's here 5 to 6 days a week, uses our kitchen, bathroom, Netflix, you name it. I didn't mind at first because she's nice enough, and I figured it was just a honeymoon phase. Last week, Jake sat me down and said Sarah's lease is ending soon, and he wants her to move in with us. I was caught off guard, but asked how we'd handle the rent and bills. He said Sarah's between jobs and can't afford to chip in right now, but she'd help out with chores. Really? I pointed out that we already split chores evenly, and adding a third person means more mess, more utilities, and more strain on our small place. I suggested Sarah pay a third of the rent and utilities once she's employed, but Jake got defensive and said I was being petty and unsupportive. He argued that since she's his girlfriend, it's not like she's a stranger, and I should be cool with it because we're all friends here. Here's my side. I get that Sarah's in a tough spot, and I don't want to seem heartless. I've been unemployed before, and it sucks. But our apartment is tiny, shared bathroom, small kitchen, thin walls. Having a third person full time would change the vibe, and I don't think it's fair for me to subsidize her living here. I pay $800 a month for my half of the rent, plus utilities, and I budget carefully. If Sarah moves in without contributing, I'm essentially covering part of her costs, which doesn't sit right with me. I also feel like Jake's dismissing my concerns by framing it as me being unfriendly rather than practical. Jake sighed as he explained it. He says Sarah's only temporarily jobless and will make it up later. He thinks I'm overreacting because she's not some random tenant but his girlfriend, and I should trust she won't mooch forever. He also said I'm making a big deal out of nothing, since she's already here most of the time anyway. He pointed out that she's cooked dinner for us a couple of times, so she's contributing in her own way. The conversation ended with Jake saying I'm being unreasonable and that I'm making Sarah feel unwelcome. Now things are tense, and Sarah's been avoiding me when she's over. I don't want to ruin my friendship with Jake, but I also don't think I should have to pay for someone else to live here. Am I the asshole for putting my foot down?
Well, I already don't really believe what this Jake guy is saying because first he's offered the chance that she can pay rent as soon as she can afford it. And he said
Mm-hmm.
no. And then he's turning around and saying that she'll make it up later? How is she
Yeah, I
going to
don't
make it up?
understand that either.
So, what do you think?
OP said I suggested Sarah pay a third of the rent and utilities when she's employed, but Jake got defensive and said I was being petty and unsupportive. But then later on said that she's not going to mooch forever and that she'll make up for it. So is she just going to make up for it by making meals for them, or is she going to make up for it by now paying the rent? Like, I don't think even OP is saying, like, at least I don't get from this that OP is saying she'll, like, pay back
Mm,
the third of the rent that she had missed.
yeah, I don't think
I'm
so.
thinking he's saying, and then now going forward, which is actually pretty nice. The other thing that could happen is that Jake says, hey, if it increases a lot, I'll just pay for that.
Yeah,
I'll
that
cover
makes the
that
most
because she's my
sense.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'll cover her expenses. You don't have to. So we don't have to split it evenly. Like if you are paying typically this month much for utilities and then now suddenly it's way more, then I'll just make up for that.
Exactly. Like the makes the most sense is that if her doing chores and cooking and stuff and being living around the house is so valuable, then the Jake should take that cost on to pay for that value.
He could also just say, okay, I'm going to pay 2/3 of everything now.
Exactly.
I'll pay 2/3 of the rent, I'll pay 2/3 of utilities and food and whatever else,
Yeah.
and just suck it up. And then once she has a job, then they can figure that out.
Yeah.
But for OP, it's not fair that he's going to be paying more in utilities and everything else because adding another person is going to increase the price.
Yeah.
It's not going to increase the price of rent, but there's three people now. He's going to be sharing the space with another person, and especially a couple. It's like that's not what he got into. He got into sharing a space with a guy that he knows or he got to know, and they're two guys living together in that space. But now suddenly it's gonna be a whole another person, and it's a couple. You mentioned thin walls, which I'm
Yeah.
sure was for a reason. Like personally, I'd be like, well, now this kind of sucks that I have to be sharing this space with a couple while I'm either single or I'm just not living with my significant
Yeah.
other, and or I don't have a significant other that comes around all the time, just like this girl, and I was being cool with that, like totally fine with her coming around, staying the night often, all this stuff, but then now she's moving in. It's like I'm guessing this is obviously a guy, like the OP, I
Yeah.
think. So like, especially for that reason, like you didn't agree to live with a woman either. Like there's that aspect.
I feel like couples take up so much more space than just two people who are single.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like I'm guessing, yeah, it's I think a 2-bedroom apartment. So yeah, they're sharing a room, so technically you guys shouldn't be splitting rent like that. But like in terms of like it's still only 2 rooms. But at least for the like utilities and stuff, and like he should still just take on a little bit more at
Yeah,
the very
exactly.
least. Like he was definitely thinking of it as, oh, she can just move in with me and it's not gonna cost her anything to have to live with me.
Yeah.
But then he needs to cover her costs if he truly wants that, not you, the OP.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. I think the OP's not the asshole.
I think, yeah, OP is not the asshole, I think. Um, and I think that it's kind to even be like she won't, like once she has a job, she'll pay. Like you're not even being an asshole. Like
Yeah.
being like, well, she has to pay now. Don't care.
Right.
Like don't know how she's gonna get the money, but oh well. Like you're saying like, okay, when once she gets a job, she needs to contribute, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And really, you should be saying, hey, you need to be covering her costs now.
Yeah. Until she
That's
can.
like what you could be saying, and you're not even saying that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so the first comment said, not the asshole. Jake is welcome to support his girlfriend by paying her share until she's employed again.
Yeah.
So, exactly. Someone is saying exactly what I said. Um, Someone else said, not the asshole. He's been dating her for 2 months and now he wants her to live with you guys rent free without even an agreement that she pays 1/3 after she finds a job. Honestly, still too generous. She may never get another job. Nope, that's bullshit and possibly a violation of your lease to have her move in anyway.
Yeah.
And OP replied, I feel her moving in fully makes her relax and not getting another job. I don't know if I make any sense, but I feel this will happen. And OP also said, seeing a lot of comments has made me truly realize that I should set a really good boundary. Maybe I should tell Jake to ask her to stop coming to our home for now because I can see this will keep happening if no action is taken.
Yeah, maybe it's time to move out as well.
I think that it's like it's his apartment too. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to be like she can't come around ever. Like
Yeah, that's true.
you technically could say like she comes around too often, but I don't think you can limit somebody not coming at all. But I think it's time that you need to just move out, move
Yeah,
with a different roommate. Like I mean, you said it's month to month lease, so
that's good.
there should be no reason why you you can't just move out soon.
Right, right, right.
So you should probably think about that.
Yeah, yeah. It's already ballooning into this whole thing without you, so
Yeah.
it's gonna take up all the space.
Yeah.
Take up all the, eat up the money.
Yeah. You have anything else?
No, I'm pretty clear on this one. Pretty firm on this one.
All right. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
So let's go to the next story.
sounds good. I can read if you want. Am I the asshole for not going to my twin's wedding? I, 24 male, have an identical twin. We're not close, but I thought we had basic mutual respect. That belief was tested. I grew up in a traditional southern town and only began coming out in college, about 5 years ago. It's been slow, especially with my family, but since moving to DC in 2023 for school/work, I felt more comfortable living authentically. After moving, I met my boyfriend, 26 male, and we've been together for 2 years. Over time, I've introduced him to my friends and family when I felt safe. Cut to November of 2024. I was home for the holidays and told my twin and his fiancée about my BF. They seemed happy for me. While staying with them, wedding details arose, and they asked if I'd be bringing a date. I said yes, my BF. My twin had gone to bed, but his fiancée said, "While there are pros and cons, it's up to you if you want to bring him." That felt like a green light. My twin constantly deferred to her on decisions, so I didn't think I needed to double check. 5 months passed. My boyfriend and I had spent $1,300 on travel, flights, hotel, etc., 3 weeks before the wedding. I mentioned on a call with my brother that we were all set. His tone shifted. "Oh, is boyfriend actually coming?" I reminded him of the convo with his fiancée. He said she never gave me permission and accused me of making it up. Then, he said, "We can't allow your boyfriend to come. We worry how Dad's side will react." I offered to call Dad on the spot. He dodged, saying he'd check with his fiancée, despite just saying it was his decision. An hour later, no change. I was still invited, alone, still expecting to buy a groomsman match suiting, even though I wasn't in the party, and show up smiling. That's when I snapped. I asked, "If I didn't invite your fiancé to my wedding, would you still come?" He couldn't answer and ended the call after some harsh words. Trying to make things right, I came out to my dad, which I feared for years, to explain the situation. He was surprisingly indifferent and even said uninviting my boyfriend was extreme. He offered to talk to extended family. I thought I was removing the main obstacle. Weeks later, my twin called again. He now claimed our friends would be weirded out, so the excuse shifted. I said, "If my boyfriend's not invited, I'm not coming." He didn't budge. Here's the kicker. Days later, my dad told me the fiancée admitted she did give me permission, but changed her mind when she remembered who would be there. She denied this to my twin. Also, one of her bridesmaids is openly gay and brought her girlfriend, but according to the fiancée, she's not part of the family, so it's different. So I didn't go. I'm still wondering if I made the wrong call. My absence was noted. I got text asking where I was. My mom had to explain it repeatedly. So instead of avoiding attention, my absence became the story. My relationship with my twin is dead, and some family ties now feel fragile. Part of me wonders, should I have sucked it up and gone solo, just to preserve bonds that shaped my early life. So, am I the asshole for skipping the wedding? I think the shifting excuses is kind of weird.
I think it's weird that she has a bridesmaid who is also
Mm-hmm.
gay and brought her girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and oh, but it's different because it's not family. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're taking it like, I wonder if this person's like American or something. Maybe they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make a little bit more sense, but it's kind of giving like, like honor to the family name, like sort of deal. Or they said Southern, right?
Yeah, they probably are American.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he moved to DC, so never mind. But it was like it's kind of giving like, oh, like what you do reflects on us, like like I think that most people has have moved away from that kind of narrative where it's like you're not so attached to what your family members do. Although they are twins, I guess maybe that has something to do with it. But like typically, if your family member does something, as long as it's not like terrible, like killing somebody, like it's probably not going to reflect badly on you. Like maybe if something like that happened, then that'd be kind of crazy. But then it's also like it reflects more badly like for the parents than anything. But like for like siblings or like especially someone like coming into the family, like how is that going to reflect badly on them? Like they obviously don't agree with this.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. So like I mean, if they agreed or if they were okay with it, then it's kind of weird to be like, well, but not at the wedding. Like that's so like outdated and weird,
Yeah.
I'd say.
I,
Especially like
yeah.
there's no talk about like religious or like church ceremony or
Right.
whatever, or they're this religion or that
Yeah.
religion. Like there's no mention of anything like that either. And it seems like they were pretty like okay with it. So, like, just in general. But then
Yeah.
now it's suddenly, oh, not at the wedding. And, like, I think that is not worth, like, ruining a relationship with your sibling over, like, them over for him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if you bring somebody to your wedding, it becomes real with the photos and everything. So if they can keep the relationship at arm's length, it's like, well, I guess they are gay and they're over there, but they don't ever bring their boyfriend around. I guess it's not so real. But if they come into my wedding and they're into my photos,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, I have to live it.
But it's also, like, it's his boyfriend. So, like, even if you were like, oh, I want some photos without, like, it's totally fine.
It's
Like,
understandable.
usually
Yeah.
boyfriend,
Girlfriend.
girlfriend, maybe even fiance, like, that can be like, you're gonna take some photos without those people. Once they're
Mm-hmm.
married, and it's like, okay, you need to take photos together. And then also, you need to invite that person, no matter what. Technically, like, did they say how long they were together? He moved in DC in
23.
2023.
Probably 2 years or less.
So I will say, in terms of just basic like etiquette of that necessarily, they could technically be like, oh, it's only been a year. But the thing is that she offered, are you bringing a date? Like, she should have known that if you're gonna offer somebody who is not engaged or married a plus one, then they're gonna bring whoever they want, and
Yeah.
especially are gonna bring the person they're dating at that time. So it's kind of like ridiculous to be like, "Are you bringing a date?" and then expect for it to not be the boyfriend,
Yeah.
because in terms of if anybody is just dating under or like 2 years or less, technically like you might not be invited to the wedding, but like it also depends on how serious the relationship is too.
Yeah. It. I think there's this ongoing thing with a lot of these stories, and even in our real life, especially in real life, there's things going on where people will take like your special day and how it's supposed to be your special day, and they'll take that and go so far with it as to sculpt other people's lives.
Yeah.
It's like you need to choose who you want to come to your wedding. You need to choose them for all of them. You can't pick and choose a person because you're just casting for a movie. It's fake. You're probably finding the right person to fill this role of, oh brother. Well, he's not going to fit your perfect role because that's life. And do you love them or do you not love them? Are they coming or not? That's all it is.
Like at the point of where he was like, I'm not going to come then. I think it's totally fair because they are obviously this whole time assumed that he was invited because he was invited.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're taking that away. It's just kind of disrespectful. And it's also like, it's really not good, like cool of the fiance to do that. To be like, oh, well, are you bringing a date? This and that? Okay. Like, and then suddenly back on that because you didn't like, you
Yeah.
thought about it more.
Yeah, the
Like, that's
lying.
not cool.
Yeah.
Like, if you made a mistake, then you made a mistake and you have to live with it. Like, at that point. And again, with photos, you can take photos with everybody, with only siblings, with only this, with only that. You can do whatever you want. So if that's their narrative, then like shut up. Like you can do literally whatever you want with that. It's not
Yeah.
concerning, and then also the person should be fine with that. It's just basic etiquette that if, if you're only dating somebody and if you're only engaged to somebody, you should take photos without those people. And then even if people are married, you should be able to take photos of just siblings with the parents and then all the extras, like that's totally fine to do both. It's not disrespectful and it's pretty normal. It would be disrespectful if you were like, well, this husband, but not this one, or something like that. But like, it's fine to do both, like in life and at a wedding, especially. So the person can't make that kind of argument, is all I'm saying. But yeah, obviously, I think that you're not the asshole, but personally, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, but like, I probably would have gone.
Yeah, I probably would go too because we're just that kind of people.
Yeah.
It also sucks because they spend the money on this, plan this.
Yeah, it's like there's so much more layers to it than just
Yeah.
like, oh, you're going into the car and you're going to the wedding. It's like, no, you have to like book flights, book this, book that, and you booked it for two people, and then now suddenly it's not.
Yeah. First of all, if it was me getting married and I had a brother who was gay and the situation happened, first of all, I wouldn't hold family, but I wouldn't push them away because of who they are or how they love or whatever. Second of all, I wouldn't if I did say this, I would say, "You're right. I'm sorry. That was judgmental." You know. Third of all, if you signed off on something for a wedding, then I would say, "Patty said it. Okay." Like
Yeah.
she's probably right. And I'll stand by her. And also,
But the whole
she
point is
also
that
is planning most of it.
she said that, oh, I didn't say that.
Yeah, so that's crazy that she's lying.
Yeah.
But if the woman is planning most of it, then why is the guy coming and choosing this to, plant his flag on the hill and die on that hill?
Yeah.
So it's kind of frustrating.
I think also, like personally, I would have gone if I was only dating like you for a year or two. I
Yeah,
would still go even though you're not invited because there's plenty of things where you were not invited, even when we were together for longer than that, and it was
yeah.
obvious that we're gonna get married and like,
I know.
and all this stuff. And but the thing is that I would still go, but if it was in this situation, it would be tough because it's like I literally just spent all this money.
Yeah,
I think that either way, like I think another way to do it would have just have gone and have him come and see what happens.
yeah.
Um,
But then you got to think about the other side of that. It's like you know.
Yeah, but like he was invited. And
Yep.
then, and a lot of times people will do that
He's
anyways.
invited by
And
the
with people
bride.
who are more stupid.
Yeah.
I think also, um, or like you still go, like on the plane, you still all go.
Yeah,
He still
that's
comes, but he just doesn't go to the wedding.
that's another idea.
And like, especially since you guys are not engaged or married, like I would have maybe done that because there's a possibility in a year or two you break up with this person and you're like,
Yeah.
I missed my brother's wedding for this person.
Exactly. That's
But
ultimately true.
like that's what I would think.
Mm.
But I get that people are different. But I think that you are still not the asshole.
Yeah.
I just probably would have gone.
Yeah, it's always like that where we're just kind of thinking we could put our foot down for what's right or what's, good, but we usually kind of bend to our family.
Well, everyone said not the asshole. And someone said, you came out to your dad, got gaslit by your twin, got lied to by the fiance, and still tried to make peace. You did more than enough. They chose drama, not you.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone said, I think the issue is his brother is a bit repressed, and both didn't potentially want photos that look like him that were gay. The wife probably was fine with it, but the brother was worried about jokes from his friends, or people out there potentially thinking he is gay when they see the photos. The wife is now taking the blame to try and shield her husband. The twin is who doesn't want the boyfriend. Which I think that was a part of it where I was like, maybe it's because they're twins.
Mm.
Um, where it was like, but yeah, I didn't really think of that.
Doesn't say identical, though we don't
They
know.
did say identical.
Oh, it does say identical?
Yeah. I have an identical twin,
Mm.
but they're not close.
Okay. I don't really think that makes any sense.
I
The
mean,
wedding, there's
it's your
photos.
wedding day. Like, I
Those photos
mean,
exist online anyway because they're taking photos together.
yeah.
What is the point of that? Doesn't make any
It's
sense.
like as long as he's alive, like that's gonna be
Yeah.
happening.
Also, there's
So
a million things you could do. Like maybe he wears like a speedo or something. And he's like, oh, they picture me with a speedo because it's my twin. I don't know. It could be anything.
it's also like if his friends are like that, then that's kind of dumb. And I'm sure you guys look a bit different
Yeah.
because you guys aren't even that close, and like eventually, like twins will sometimes look a
Yeah.
bit different, and then
And they're different sexualities too.
and like yeah,
They
it's just
probably look
like
different and
it's
dress
your wedding
different.
day.
Yeah.
You're gonna be with the bride, so if they see pictures with a man, then that's probably not you because you just
Exactly.
married a woman.
If you know somebody, you probably know they have a twin. Like generally, if you know somebody, you're gonna know they have. Like most people will not keep that a secret, or they'll be with their twin anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's anyone's getting confused.
Yeah, I think that's a really dumb excuse if that's true.
If that's true, yeah. It's frustrating because I really know what it's like when people judge you without even knowing you and put all these walls up just because you love somebody. Like it's ridiculous how you would not think I would go through that much. I haven't through that much. It's crazy.
All right, here's the next one. Am I the asshole for locking myself in my office when we have company? I, 36 female, took in my mother during the pandemic after some medical issues. I never made her move out after. It works for us. She has her own bedroom and bathroom. We share other spaces and I work from home most of the time so I can look after her. My stepdad died about a decade ago and she was lonely. It made sense for us. As mentioned, I work from home most of the time, and a lot of times I'm in some kind of Teams meeting or call. Yes, even those that could be emails, but that's not important. So I don't really have time for chit chat during office hours. My mom's sister, aka my aunt, tends to drop by unannounced to visit with my mom, which I don't really mind. But she had a tendency to step into my office without knocking while I'm working and start talking to me about her neighbor's sister's kid who did blah blah blah. I've more than once explained to her that I'm working and or I'm on a call and I can't really chat right now. But she just keeps talking like nothing happened. Today, she actually announced to my mom she was coming over. I reminded my mom to tell her I'm working and on calls and can't be disturbed, and my mom agreed she would tell her to not bother me. But just to be safe, I locked my office door so she couldn't walk in. Despite my mom telling her, she came upstairs and tried to open the door. When it didn't open, she started knocking and calling out, "Hello? It's me. Open up." I didn't respond at first, as I was on a call with a client, but she kept banging on the door so loudly I ended up having to put the client on hold. I told her without opening the door I was on a call and could not talk right now, and my aunt left in a huff. Now she's bombarding my mom with texts about how rude I was for locking myself in my office, knowing I was having company. So, am I the asshole?
Am I dreaming?
I know, right?
This is like a nightmare.
What is wrong with her?
Who
Who
does
does
that?
that? She must be old.
Yeah, I think she must be really old.
I mean, Obi is 36, so
Hmm.
she's got to be at least 50 something. Probably, but that's not that old. I'm thinking more like 70 something, 80,
Yeah,
like with
plus,
how she's
yeah.
acting.
She doesn't understand that money needs to be made. If
And
she's
that
talking
you're
to a
working.
client,
Like
that's
you're
crazy.
literally talking to a client. She's banging on the door, like,
She's never worked a day in her life.
oh my gosh. Or she probably just doesn't understand online work. That's what I'm thinking. That's what it
No,
is. It's
yeah.
like,
She probably thinks she's
well,
watching
you're
TV.
online, so it doesn't matter if I come in and talk a little bit. You're just working online.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is not how it works, especially when it's like a phone call kind of job. Like, it's basically the same thing as working in an office, but you're just at home.
Yeah, this is like some weird, like,
Old people shit.
I'm like listening to the story the whole time, like, she what? She what? First, she's coming in. She's told not to come in while you're working. You lock the door. She's banging on the door. You're talking to a client. I'd be like, lock the house now. Now, next time we lock the house, we don't let her
Yeah,
in.
just don't let her in.
This is just really insane. Like,
It's just
are you so
disrespectful.
dumb?
But
Yeah.
it's also like not surprising with someone old, and
Yeah.
especially that it's online.
Yeah.
It's also like this is your house, like yeah, you're letting your mom stay there and whatever, but like it is disrespectful, especially when she's coming in like unannounced, like in general, like into the house, like typically. But this time around, she actually alerted your mom that she was coming over, but like typically that's not how it
Yeah,
happens.
exactly.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I hate that. I need to know if someone's
Yeah.
coming over. Like I don't like unannounced ever.
Hmm.
No, I
Hmm.
can't do that. That's not my kind of life.
If I'm having a party and people like come in, it's like, okay, I'm already having a party.
Well, still, that is like you should know that people were coming.
You never know who's gonna walk through the door. It's exciting.
Yeah, well, that's because you lived in a big family,
It's exciting.
and that made sense. But not now. You
Yeah.
invite people, and then random people are showing up. You don't even know who they are. So the overall vote on this was not the asshole. I mean, come on, we don't even have to talk about that. Like, she's
Yeah.
so obviously not the asshole for locking her own door in her own house when she's doing her own job. Like, come on.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, when my kids like something something, like some obligation. There's no obligation
But
here.
even then, it's like if the kids are old enough, I think that's fine to lock the door. If your
Yeah.
kids are like 16 and coming in and bothering you, like
Right.
just lock the door. Like who cares?
Right.
Someone said, not the asshole. You didn't have company, your mother did, and it was while you were working. There's nothing to apologize for.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not even your company.
So basically, there's actually an update for this story.
What?
And it's actually very long
I've never needed an update
because there's an
for
update
this.
and then there's an update to the update.
Let's get through
But
it.
I'm really curious what the update's going to be.
Yeah. Why would you update this story? It's just like
Like,
so
yeah,
stupid.
I'm
But
wondering something
now I
happened.
kind of want to know.
So, update. Go to dinner for a few hours, return to Reddit, only to find out that this has exploded. Thank you all for your confirmation that this isn't on me. I did not think I was the asshole, but there's always that hint of doubt where you're like, maybe I should have poked my head out and said hello real quick. But the truth was, it was a busy day today, and I just hadn't had the time. Now for the update. After I finished my workday, I took my mom out for dinner and we discussed the matter. She hadn't responded to any of her sisters, my aunt's texts because she is fully on my side. I know people are asking why my mom didn't stop her. My mom isn't very mobile anymore, and my aunt simply got up from her seat and took off upstairs, despite my mom's warning. We discussed it over dinner and we agreed that my aunt simply is no longer welcome during office hours, since it's the only way to stop this behavior. Also, behavior is spelt with a U, so
Got him. Got
I
him.
guess that this is.
UK.
Yeah.
Got him.
Either, or maybe it's Canada, because they do that too. Either she can pick up my mom to go to a coffee shop and talk, come after office hours, or come over on one of the days I work in office. My aunt seems pretty pissy about it, calling their brother, my uncle, to complain. Also, he texted me earlier saying he told her how wrong she was, and apparently her husband had also told her she was wrong. So now she's currently stomping her feet at home because everybody is saying she's wrong. Delightful woman she is. Remind me to one day post a story about her Disneyland trip. Oh,
Uh,
wait. And then the update to the update is the Cliff Notes
Disneyland
version
trip.
of the Disneyland story.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
should we read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So, update to the update. This is the Cliff Notes version of the Disneyland story. She has twin boys, and for their birthdays, she booked a trip to take them and one of their friends out to Disneyland. The friend ended up canceling last minute and told me if I paid the friends to share, I could go. Reasonable enough. I figured why not? I was 16 at this time. This story is like 20 years old. I'm European, so this is Disneyland Paris I'm talking about. And I'm not from France, so this is an international trip. This becomes important later. My cousins are maybe 10ish at this point, so, anyways, we're in the park, and she has been a menace all trip already, but I'm dealing with it. It's the last day, about 5 hours before we could take our train back home. International traveling train with customs, etc., like a plane, would be only less boarding time. One of my cousins wants to go on the rock and roll roller coaster. The other one doesn't. The line is like 5 minutes or less, so my aunt tells me to go with him, and she'll wait at the exit with her bags. So I leave my bag containing my phone, my ID, my money, everything in her care. 10 minutes later, me and my cousin got off the ride, and she is gone. So I start looking around, cannot find her. After half an hour of waiting, maybe they went to the bathroom or something. Still nothing. We go check the bathrooms, neighboring rides, the works. No aunt. I have no phone on me to call her, and with us having to leave for the train in 4 hours, I get nervous. I'm a 16-year-old girl with a 10-year-old at my hand, and no money, no ID, no phone, nothing. So I decided to go to the lost kids department and explain my situation. They ended up calling her through the park's intercom. Another hour goes by, no aunt. I remember my dad's phone number back home, so I used Disney's landline to call him. He tries calling her cell phone, my cell phone, no response whatsoever. At this point, I have like an hour or less before the train leaves, and I'm in hysterics because I cannot board this train without money or ID, let alone with another minor. My cousin at this point, seeing my panic, is crying, his eyes out, so I'm also dealing with a scared child. I'm barely an adult myself. My dad eventually tells me it makes no sense for him to drive out to Paris right now. To go back to our hotel, He'll pay for another night, and he'll come up and pick us up in the morning. So I take my cousin back to the hotel, explain the situation, and the receptionist hears me say my name and says, "Oh, sweetheart, I have a note for you. It's a note from my aunt. Gone to dinner, see you on the train." At this point, I have half an hour to run to the station, hoping we'll still get through customs where she's supposed to be waiting. I made it with 15 minutes to spare. I'm out of breath and fuming. We end up making it through customs. God knows how, and managed to get on the train literally as the doors close on us. I call my dad, explain the update, and he is also fuming at this point. To which my aunt turns to me and goes, "I don't know why you're so mad. I left a note at the hotel, and I brought you something to eat," and hands me a fucking dinner roll. I took my stuff, went to the dining car with my cousin, who she also almost abandoned, and gave him the biggest slice of chocolate cake my budget could buy. That's a crazy story.
That's like horror.
That
Right
would be my
there.
worst nightmare.
Worst
First off,
nightmare.
why did she take your phone? And she
No.
didn't, dude, she couldn't have waited 10 minutes. And then she also went out to dinner, so that means you guys went hungry.
Yeah.
Because you had no money as well.
For 4 hours.
And, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. And then people were calling her phone. Your dad called the phone. Disneyland called her phone. What the heck?
She also called your phone, like the 16-year-old's phone as well. Like,
Yeah.
Nothing. That's so
That's
ridiculous.
actually ridiculous and also, like, unexplainable. Like, how did she not answer her phone?
She's like,
Like, she did it on purpose or something. She's,
yeah.
like, the most absent-minded, careless person.
She's just stubborn because she left a note and she wants to like rely on old communication. Maybe. She's like,
Yeah.
I left a note.
It's like,
You
what?
didn't say you were going to the hotel. How would she know to
And
go to the
you
hotel?
took her bag, like, with her stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's actually the most insane story.
At first, I thought it was just going to be like, oh, she lost her bag.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
And then it's
Like,
way
she
worse.
had all my stuff in it. I mean, that would have been bad, too, because then, like, how was she
Yeah.
going to get home?
In another country, 16-year-old, left alone with a 10-year-old, with nothing.
Like, she also could have just said to them, "Hey, you guys are going to go on this ride. We're going to start making our way over. Just, whatever."
Yeah,
Give her bag.
Yeah, this is definitely child endangerment for the 10-year-old.
And the 16-year-old, she's technically still a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, legally. That's
It's
insane.
not her daughter, but yeah.
It's still endangering a child. I think that still counts.
If somebody left you in their care.
I think so. That
Wow.
is so crazy. I would not have survived. I would have been so pissed. And I would have died, honestly.
Like, how are you supposed to get back? Like, how are you supposed to know where to go? Like, this doesn't make any
Crazy.
sense.
That's insane.
She also wasn't even waiting at the
And
hotel.
also 20 years ago, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
She could have waited at the ride. She could have waited at the Lost Children's thing. She could have waited.
Well, that
At
wouldn't
the
even make sense.
She could have waited at the
She could have
hotel.
answered her phone.
She could have waited at the restaurant. Any of these things that would have made sense. But no, she waited at the train station with your stuff.
And
Didn't
expected
communicate.
that you guys are not going to eat because she knew you didn't have money on you.
Yeah.
And she didn't say, "Meet me at this restaurant." She said, "Meet me at the train."
Yeah, I would have thrown the dinner roll in her face. That was crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, I'll let you show me a dinner roll. She had like steak, and then she like left her a dinner roll. Like,
That's insane. She's like, that's actually, like, I probably wouldn't talk to this person.
ever again. Yeah. Why would I want to talk to you while I'm working and you're coming bothering me? Like, that makes so much sense now. Like, who this person is, like, wow.
Yeah, no.
I would not ever talk to this person. Like, can you imagine, like, Disneyland, Paris, going around, and then maybe, you actually go out with your aunt to dinner, how nice that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what an unforgettable thing. Well, it still was unforgettable.
Yeah, it kind of just ruins the whole trip.
Completely.
Yeah. Surprised that her mom even likes her so.
I know. I know. Well, that's probably why the dangers of the last the last story with the just doing things to keep the family together. That's probably the dangers of that, taking that too far.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah. Hmm.
It's crazy. I've never heard
Yeah,
anyone.
that's
I don't
insane.
think heard anyone ever this selfish and delusional.
Yeah. All right. I think we should go to the next one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for donating my roommate's family heirloom to Goodwill? I have 22 female posted here about my roommate 24 female before. She has always had issues contributing to the household, including buying things like toilet paper, dish soap, laundry detergent, etc. She also rarely does her dishes promptly or takes the trash out or other household chores, and struggles to pay utilities on time. Sometimes I even have to hound her for the rent. I felt bad at first because clearly she wasn't equipped to live alone, but I quickly got frustrated and became short with her. We were friends at first, but not so much anymore after I've had to put up with her for this long. Our year-long lease ended, and we have been living month to month since then. Eventually, she got a boyfriend. He lives with his parents, but that hasn't stopped her from spending most of her time at their house. I started seeing her less and less. A couple days into May, I hadn't seen her for maybe 2 weeks. I texted and called her to see when she was going to pay her share of rent, due on the 5th, but she basically ghosted me. I got in contact with her mom, and eventually my roommate reached out to say she's staying with her boyfriend's family for now, and doesn't think she should be expected to pay rent for somewhere she's not staying. I kindly asked that if that meant she would be moving out, but she didn't respond. I paid rent myself, which was a huge unexpected expense. After that, I decided I was done. I texted her over the course of May and June, asking her to move her stuff out, but she didn't respond to me. Her mom kept promising me that her daughter would take care of it, but she never once got back to me. After July started, I recruited a couple of friends to help me pack up the stuff in her room, and donated most of it to Goodwill and the Salvation Army. I also asked the landlord to change the locks, which he did. The other evening, she finally shows up and is mad that the locks have been changed. I told her she's not living here and doesn't pay rent, so she has no reason to enter the apartment. She got even more upset and said that she was never moving out. She was just staying with him for the time being. She told me the situation didn't work out, so she's planned to come back and live here again. I told her that she was already off the lease and it's my rental now. She started crying and said she had nowhere else to go, and I felt really bad. She asked if she could at least get some of her stuff. She needed some clean clothes and a shower. I told her that because she never told me she was coming back or made plans to move her stuff out, I donated everything that was in her room, unless it looked precious or expensive, and stored the rest in her closet. She completely freaked out and threatened to call the police on me. She was inconsolable. She cried about how I even donated her dead grandmother's wedding dress, which had been in a special box somewhere in her room. I apologized profusely because I did feel really bad, but it could have been avoided if she had tried to communicate with me. Am I the asshole? Edit. I told her by July I would start getting rid of things if she didn't make plans to do it herself. Where I live, a unit is considered abandoned once they vacate and owe rent. The cost of the items being donated will determine how long I need to store them before getting rid of them. I asked her to make arrangements for her things beginning in early May, which she also ignored. I emphasized in June that I would be donating her things by July, which she also ignored. Additionally, her mother was aware the whole time and promised me her daughter would take care of it by June 30th, which she didn't. So
Wow.
am I the asshole?
Yeah, I don't think you're the asshole. Because I was like, did you tell her that she was
Same.
that you were gonna donate everything? Like, it obviously seems like you know her mother. Obviously, you're communicating to her. So I'm like, is it not like you could have just dropped it off at her mother's house on the doorstep, or
Yeah.
something else? Or do you know where the boyfriend lives? You could have just dropped it off on his doorstep. Like, obviously, you're doing all the work, but you already did it anyways, and you just donated it. So, like, it's not like you made money off of it either.
Yeah.
But, like, I think I think that you're not the asshole if you first off didn't know that there was a wedding dress in there. If you knew that one thing was a wedding dress, obviously you shouldn't have donated that. And then, or two, the mother lives far away. Like, I'm guessing this is like a like kind of like a school situation maybe, or I don't know. If the mother lives far away, the if you didn't know where the boyfriend lived, obviously you can't get the address or whatever. I think that you're not the asshole. I think if you knew where the boyfriend lived and it was close by, you should have just dropped it off there. If you knew where the mother lived and it was close by, you should have just dropped it off there. But you did try and talk to her, and you did also try to talk to the mother. Like, the mother could have just came and picked it up herself. Obviously, she didn't, so I'm assuming this is far away. I don't know. But it's kind of just ridiculous that she never responded. Like, you literally had to pack up all of her stuff and get rid of it just so that it was out of there, like, over a few months. Like, it's a long time. And she could have easily had said, oh, I don't plan to move out completely, and then that would have been a talk. And it could have been like, well, no, this is disrespectful to me because now I'm paying all of this rent. I have to get a new roommate. I can't go months paying all this rent. This or that. I need you to either pack up your room or come back and pay rent. And that could have been a conversation, but she decided to ignore all your texts talking about how you're donating it to Goodwill. Like, obviously, she probably thought that you weren't actually doing it, but like, if you really care about your stuff, you would have came back and just gotten it. Like, it can't be that fucking hard to make one day to go and get your stuff.
Yeah, that was a deciding factor for me. The whole time I was checking, like, did she tell her that she was getting rid of it? She did.
Yeah, I would say you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
Even if it's like you technically could have went and dropped it off for her, you're still not the asshole because she could have gotten off for her butt and go and get it. You guys literally already had it all packed up. Like,
I know. You knew about it the whole time, and your mom knew about it the whole time. And I don't see how this is as asshole for the OP at all. And like maybe you could go to Goodwill and try to find it. I doubt anyone's gonna buy an old wedding dress, like old, unless
people
they
like that.
they take it out of the box. I guess they maybe.
Well, yes.
I don't understand. Like this is like how are you gonna be so indignant about something that you're not even caring about anymore?
It's also like, again, you live nearby. Like, you obviously didn't move hours and hours away. Like, then it would be like, but even then, it's like you just up and left hours and hours away. Like that's just ridiculous to just not even communicate to your roommate that you're not going to be able to pay rent anymore, that you're going to be moving out, anything. Like, there was no communication. Like, that's so disrespectful. And it's also like, you're the older one, technically. You're 24, she's 22. Like, technically, you should know better. Technically, you're my age. That's crazy that you're my age. I can't believe acting like that. Like, you're acting like a 16-year-old. You're even worse. You're acting like a 12-year-old. That you don't even understand how money works. Like, come on. Like, this is actually disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't know where people are getting these ideas.
It's disrespectful to just up and leave, go move in with your boyfriend, and be like, yeah, I'm not paying rent anymore. But I want to come back. Like, I still want my name on the rent, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay it. Like, dude, this is not like your parents.
I was just gonna say that.
Like, even then, you would communicate to your parents, I'm moving out, or I'm moving out for a few months, or, whatever. Like, you're so disrespectful to the other girl who probably doesn't even make that much money. And, like,
It
that's so
also,
ridiculous.
yeah, it also doesn't sound like she even responded to say like, "Oh, don't throw that stuff away."
Yeah.
She just didn't even acknowledge that you were throwing it away, and she got plenty of message, and her mom messaged her back too.
Yeah.
This is just crazy.
So, obviously, everyone said not the asshole. Someone said, after reading OP's responses, I see that she did indeed tell her roommate in a text that if she did not hear from her soon, she would be getting rid of her stuff. With that in mind, I really don't see what more could have been done here. Exactly how much is a person expected to do when the other party simply ghosts them? Really, it's not fair to continue rewarding such egregious behavior. OP had to pay her share of the rent. Where is the outrage for that? I'd be furious if I had to pay for someone else's rent. Then she just blows up and expects to be let back in. I wouldn't even have talked to her until she paid me back for that share of the rent. OP isn't running a charity house or a storage unit. It's rent. You signed a legal document. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Not the asshole.
as well said. Yeah, it's just a like it's underestimated how difficult it is to house someone's stuff in your place and paying their rent at the same time.
Yeah. Someone said, not the asshole. What's fair here doesn't really matter, though. It all depends on the local laws for abandoned property and what it is legally considered as such. How much notice is required, and what constitutes acceptance of notice, etc. Um,
Well,
Basically, everyone said, like, not the asshole.
yeah. Well, okay. That comment is like doesn't matter about emotions or anything. Well, it does. This is called "Am I the asshole?" Not "Am I legally liable?" So it does. Like this is what we're talking about, and yes, that's really rude, especially for someone who used to be your friend. So
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much everyone was saying, not the asshole. I think that maybe people were like initially being like, are you the asshole? And then when she said the like additional information, they were like, okay, yeah, not the asshole.
yeah, exactly. That's how where I was at too before the edit. I was like, it's a little bit like harsh, like snap to judgment, but it was not at all. It was totally planned.
Yeah.
This is really the 24-year-old's decision.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Am I the asshole for telling our parents my brother had a child outside of his marriage? For years, my brother has been trying to go into business with my husband. It hasn't worked out for various reasons, but he finally had an idea that my husband thought would be successful. The thing is, before my husband goes into business with anyone, he does an extensive background check on them. I'm not sure if he made my brother aware he was going to do a check or not, but it's how we found out that my brother has a daughter outside of his marriage. I had no idea this child existed, and my husband warned me I shouldn't say anything. But I couldn't just not tell my parents, so I told them a few days ago. They were as shocked as me, as they had also had no idea she existed, and they immediately confronted my brother about it. Turns out his wife is fully aware, but she said she would leave if he tried to include his daughter in the family, which is why neither one of them told any of us about her. My parents want to meet her and include her in our family, but my sister-in-law is threatening to leave if that happens, so my brother won't give them her mother's contact information. They want my husband to find out for them if he's refusing to get involved, so everything's a shit show right now. I personally want to meet my niece, so I've told my husband if he doesn't give me the information, I'll ask the friend he uses for background checks myself, which has caused multiple fights between us. My brother hates me right now and is blaming me for his potential divorce, but I don't think it's fair, as I didn't know my parents would immediately confront him. I did ask them not to. Am I the asshole? This is a really tough story.
Yeah. Well, can I just say that your brother's wife sucks ass? I'm gonna leave you if you include your daughter into the family. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's the biggest asshole here, I think. And then
Um,
also is the parents and the. Are we talking about the brother? Can we talk about the brother? The brother sucks too.
Everybody kind of sucks, I think. I think everybody sucks. Just looking at it, I was like, did the husband do a background check just for fun? Like, did he not know? But it seems like the brother knew. Because it says before going to business, he does a background check on him. So I'm going to assume he knew about that background check. So your husband is in the clear of not necessarily being an asshole. For you, though, why the fuck did you not go to your brother first? For all you know, you could have, like, he might have not known. Like, how do you know that he knew if he had a kid or not? Maybe he didn't even know. Why would you go to your parents first?
Yeah. Um.
Like, that's actually ridiculous that you went to your parents first. Like, how old are you?
It's giving that you just want to create drama.
Like, oh my gosh, let me go. Like, it's like gossip. Like, You didn't even know if your brother knew that he had a kid. And you didn't know anything about that situation either. Like,
Yeah, I think, am I the asshole? Yes. The sister in law is crazy.
are you the asshole? Yes. Is your brother the asshole? Not sure. Is your sister in law the asshole? Yes. Are your parents the asshole? I would also probably say yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think the brother is obviously created a bad situation and is a bad husband. We know that.
Or a bad father.
Yeah, bad father. But a bad brother, I don't really know. I don't think so.
I think that why would you go to the parents first? If you found out this information, you should have talked to him first. Been like, is this true? This came up on the background check.
Yeah.
And da da da.
What?
I do have a kid. I kept it as a secret. My wife doesn't
Yeah.
want the child involved, so I didn't want to tell anybody else because then you guys might want to be involved. Oh, okay, and then understand that and accept that. Kind of. I don't know. Do you have the right to get to know your niece if your brother doesn't want them involved in the family? I feel like you do.
What kind of? I don't really understand what kind of background check the husband's doing in the first place because
It's like an extensive background check.
is he hiring like a PI? It sounds like he is.
I don't know how you find that information out
Why are you doing a background check on family?
because before he said he does this thing where he does this before going into business with anyone. So even though it is family, he still does it.
And why is he
I think
telling his
that's
wife?
fine.
Why is he telling his wife about something so like professional?
Technically, yeah, it's on a background check. Is that like legally okay?
Like that also doesn't have anything to do with
Kind
business.
of wonder if that is legally okay to share someone's
Yeah.
background check information with somebody that isn't them.
It should be like financial stuff. Like, do you have debt? Do you like
Well,
have
background check
history?
usually it's like criminal stuff.
Criminals, yeah, number one, right? But family
Okay.
doesn't even matter. What the heck? This is weird.
Well, honestly, I think you're the asshole for telling your parents. I also kind of think you're the asshole for being like, then I'm going to find out the information and this and that. I feel like that's
Yeah.
pretty rude.
So
I feel
pushy.
like he should probably figure it out first. And it's also like it could end his marriage.
Yeah.
And then also end your relationship with him forever. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty crazy to say.
It's crazy that the sister-in-law knows and she refuses to see a child. Like the child did anything wrong. She doesn't want them to be involved at all, and she'll leave him. Just leave him in the first place.
Yeah. Also, I think that's rude to be like, yep, don't want them involved. Like, imagine a man saying that to a woman who is the mother of children and being like, yep, I don't want them involved. Like, she doesn't have custody of them. Like, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Like, why are women doing that out here? Um, unless there's a reason, like, if her daughter's like a criminal, I mean, his daughter's like a criminal now or something like crazy. But I don't know how old she is. But, anyways, so everyone said that OP's the asshole for this story. And someone said, you're the asshole. You're old enough to be married. And when you found out about your brother's child, you ran to your parents. The only one you should have gone to, unless you didn't want to go to anyone, would be your brother, who is also an adult. My husband warned me I shouldn't say anything, but I could not tell my parents, so I told them. So you can't say you weren't warned. True. It's crazy to just immediately go to your parents and tell them. You definitely should have gone to your brother, talked to him about it, and be like, and then if you have the perspective of like, well, I think it's unfair for them to not know that they have a grandchild out there that they don't know about. Like, I don't think that's fair. I don't want them to find out a different way. I think you should tell them. That's the brother needs to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could have thought about it, been like, well, my marriage, this and that. And then maybe if you are truly in that perspective of the world, you could have told your parents. And like, I mean, I think I probably would have to. Like, I would be like, this is kind of crazy. Like it's a big thing. Like that is their grandchild. You know, like I mean, that is your niece. Like, it is somebody out there that is related to you guys. Like, I think it is fair for you guys to know. So it is kind of crazy that he didn't tell anybody. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense. I don't know. You guys seem a little crazy. You guys seem like you can't keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, it sounds like a tough family to live in.
Yeah. Well, I think it's obvious that she's the asshole, and there's a lot of ways that she could have handled that better. So let's get to the next one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not calling my oldest daughter a princess? I, male 37, have three daughters, ages 15, 6, and 5. We'll call my 15-year-old Taylor. I had Taylor with my college girlfriend. We broke up when Taylor was just a baby, under a year old. We co parented well together. Now that Taylor is older, she comes here when she wants, but primarily stays with her mom since she's closer to her school/friends. I got married to my now wife 8 years ago. We now have two daughters together. Taylor has always gotten along great with my wife and her little sisters.
Mm.
Me, my wife, and all three girls went to Disney World for a few days. Taylor has always been a huge Belle fan. First day at Disney, I had some work to do, so I got up early and got ready and went to the lobby while the girls got ready. When I went back up to the room, my youngest two were dressed in princess dresses and crowns, while my oldest had on a very, what I would call, Belle themed outfit. When I saw the younger two, I said, "You two look just like princesses." My youngest asked, "What about Taylor?" Taylor, in the last few years, has been over the cute pet names. So I said, "I think Taylor is a little too old to be a princess, but she's also very pretty." Taylor said thanks, but sounded a little off. I didn't think anything of it. We had a good day. Taylor was distant with me, but having fun with my wife and her sisters. I figured I would ask her when we got back to the hotel. Well, I got a long, angry text from my ex wife saying Taylor had texted her that I called her sisters princesses, but not her, and said she was too old to be a princess and that I really hurt her feelings, I guess. I reminded my ex that Taylor had hated cute pet names for years now. My ex said, considering we're at Disney and Taylor was in a Belle themed outfit, I should have thought that she might have wanted to be a princess for the day. My ex said I was being an oblivious asshole. I tried talking to Taylor, but she doesn't want to talk about it and hasn't talked to me much. My wife thinks I could have handled the situation better and made it up to Taylor. I don't think assuming my teen daughter wouldn't want to be called a princess is being an asshole. What do
Mm.
you think?
I think daughters are princesses. That's just automatic.
Yeah.
That's automatic. But they grow out of it. So is that what she wants, or is that not what she wants? You have to ask.
I think that if he had looked at the little girls who were obviously dressed in actual, princess dresses, um, oh, you guys look like princesses. And then once the daughter said, "What about Taylor?"
Mm-hmm.
That was your moment to be like, of course, she looks like a princess as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or whatever. You gotta, like, saying that she's a little too old to be a princess. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
she's 15.
Yeah.
You know?
If it was me and I had a 15-year-old, a 6, and a 5, and I thought utility princess because they're wearing a princess outfit, and then the 15-year-old daughter is wearing, I guess she's bell bounding, I think.
Like, yeah, like
That's the
Disney.
idea.
Because once
Yeah.
you're above 13, you're not allowed to wear, like, actual, like, dress.
Oh,
Like,
at Disney?
you have to, like, you can wear, like, something that looks similar, but, like, it can't look too similar because then people might think you're, like, the
Oh,
actual,
okay. That's like
you know.
that's the laws of Disney. Okay. If my daughter, yeah, if that
So she's not
comes
even
up,
allowed to.
if that comes up, I would just say, "Do you want to be a princess to my 15-year-old daughter?"
But who doesn't want to be called a princess?
I say, I would probably be like, You're always my princess, you know.
Yeah. Or you were my first princess.
Yeah, you were
Or
she's
something
the first princess.
cute.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good one. I
there's
like that.
so much that you could have said.
She's the first princess. Yeah, that's good.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think if someone was like, if I was in a dress and someone said, you look like a princess, I'd be happy. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be mad about that.
It's like if a man's in a suit and then says you look like James Bond, it's like that's what I'm going for. You know, so that's there you go. Same difference, no matter how old you are. She was the first princess is really good. That's why what he should have said. Certainly.
Yeah. I think you are the asshole. I think if you had acknowledged the little girls and said, "Oh, you look like princesses," because they're actually like in the
Dress yeah.
dresses.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then if that was it, then I would be like, oh, "Well, you thought she didn't like the pet names and
Yeah.
this and that."
It's okay.
But then the little girl said, "What about her?"
Mhm.
You should have acknowledged her
Yeah.
at that point.
Mhm.
Because even for the sake of your daughters, like to
Mhm.
see that like once you turn 15,
Yeah, boom.
you're not a princess anymore.
Right. Right.
Like little kids don't like hearing the like, oh, when you get older, like you're not allowed to be something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, so it's like
You don't do that.
even that is like not good. So it's like even for their like example, so even if she like didn't like pet names, doesn't matter.
Right.
It's not even like a pet name. Like it's not like you're like instead of calling her Taylor, you call her Princess. Like it's like you're saying she is a princess. It's not like a name. It's like a title.
Yeah.
Like it's a little different. You're also at Disney. She loves Belle. She's like looking like Belle a bit. And she's going to Disney, and her little sisters get to be in these dresses, and this is what she can do. Like, just call her a princess. Also
I
saying
know.
she's a little too old to be a princess. Like, damn!
That's
She's
rude.
15!
Yeah.
Like, just say she's a princess. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, definitely don't be saying to kids that they can't be this. Something you've been telling them their whole life that they are.
Yeah.
And it's like don't say that. It's also not even true because they can be a princess if they want to be. Look at Meghan Markle.
It's also like, well,
She's
the
a princess.
princesses in the movies are typically not 6 years old, They're typically in the older age.
Yeah, right.
They're typically 15 or 16 or 17 or 18.
Youngest they have is like probably Ariel. She's my youngest
No,
princess.
Snow White, I think was like 14 or 15.
Well, there you go. There you go. There's that. That whole can of worms.
But yeah, no, call her a princess.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was in a dress and I was like, "Oh, I feel like a princess," and then you said, "You're too old to be a princess," I'd be like, "What the fuck, dude? What's your issue?"
I know. I wouldn't even say that to you. It's just not something people want to hear.
Yeah, no one wants to be even called old. Like it's also just different. Like when you hear like, oh, your dad like calling you this or that, it's like, yeah, you grow out of that. But like in this
Yeah.
situation, it's different, and it's not even a pet name. It's
Yeah.
like you're not calling her princess. You're saying she is a princess. Like that's different.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that she's at Disney is such a kicker.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, you're at Disney. Come on.
Someone said she was dressed like her favorite freaking princess.
Mhm.
Taylor probably took it as you fawning over the two youngest darlings. Then you had to make up something polite for her. After your 5-year-old could read the room better than you did and called you on it.
Mhm.
I'd recommend a one-on-one outing with her. Tell her she may not want to talk about it, but you need to so she can just listen. Be honest. She's growing up and you don't always know how to handle it. Good luck. You're the asshole.
Yeah, that's an approach.
Someone responded to that and said, yeah, you think teens are too old for that stuff, but they want you to do it, even if it's just so that they can go, ugh, I'm not a baby. Like, break out the stickers in a high school classroom and see what happens if a kid doesn't get one on their paper. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Like
Yeah, like kids will be like, oh, I'm too old for that, but then they're like,
yeah,
I
I'll
want
take
the
that.
gold sticker though.
I know.
Like, yeah, that's funny. I think that is kind of true. Especially since it's like just a family. Like it's not like her best friends were there or like a guy
Yeah,
she
that's
liked was
true.
there.
It's
Like if
just
a
her
guy she
dad.
liked was there and you did that, then she'd be like, Dad, shut the f up. But like
Yeah.
it's different when it's just family.
It's better to, I guess, in this case, it's better to err on the side of embarrassment than err on the side of you're too old to be a
But
child.
that's the thing. It's like I think when people get older and then they look back on that stuff that like their dad would embarrass them, they like look at
Yeah.
back on it like happily,
Yeah,
and
very fondly.
they're like, oh, like, oh, dad,
He
this
actually
and that,
cared,
like.
yeah.
So it's like I think it's yeah. I think like who cares.
Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to stop singing in the car? Hi, Reddit. I, female 20, have been dating my girlfriend, let's call her Angie, female 21, for about 9 months now, and I genuinely adore her. She's kind, smart, funny, and just overall a wonderful person. I really do feel lucky to have her in my life. That said, she loves to sing, like all the time, but especially in the car. And to be clear, she's incredibly talented. She's done choir throughout school, she's a musical theater major, and she truly has an amazing voice. Most of the time, I love hearing her sing and perform. It's something I admire about her because God knows I can't hold a tune to save my life. However, when we're driving together, it honestly gets on my nerves. I don't mean every now and then, it's constant. For example, the other night we were driving home from a mutual friend's place. I put on some music in the background and started talking, asking her about her day. As soon as there was a lull in the conversation, she turned the music up and started singing. I let it go for a song or two, but when I turned it back down and tried to resume the conversation, she gave me a one word answer, turned it up, and went right back to singing. This kind of thing happens all the time. I try not to be overly sensitive about it, but it makes me feel like she's not interested in talking to me. I've brought it up a couple of times, but she usually brushes it off and tells me that it just passes the time, which it does, for her. Meanwhile, I'm driving next to what feels like a brick wall. Sometimes I try to sing along, but she'll say something like, it's not a duet, in a joking way, but I know she means it. I really do love her, and I don't want to make her feel like she can't be herself around me, but I also don't want to feel ignored every time we're in the car together. So am I the asshole for wanting her to dial it back a bit in the car? What are you smiling about?
What do you think?
Um, so this is like basically me. This is exactly me. But I don't ever tell somebody they can't sing with me.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't read that part yet. For me, I think that everybody sucks here.
I can see
Because,
that, yeah.
okay, well, first off, the car is like made for like singing. Um, I don't
Especially on
get
long
people that are
rides.
just like, oh, okay, like I get that there are people who are like this. And there are times where sometimes I feel like this, but pretty much like 98% of the time, as long as I'm not like sick, I usually want to sing along to the song, especially if I know the lyrics. Like sometimes you listen to a song, you don't know the lyrics, and sometimes you put on songs and I don't know them and whatever. But if I know a song, I usually want to sing to it, and I'm not a good singer. So, let alone this girl is good at singing, which I would say would be the more annoying part is hearing somebody sing good constantly and then like especially if she's saying you can't sing with her. Like
Yeah.
that almost feels like
Snob.
it's saying that she doesn't want to hear your voice because you're probably not as good of a singer as her, or maybe you're just not good at singing at all.
There's
But at the same
people,
time, like you're good at singing,
yeah.
and I don't get annoyed by it.
There's people who I hear them sing, and at the same time I'm singing, and I'm like, you don't sound good. I don't want you to stop because you don't sound good. But you're not one of those people.
Yeah, but I do think I don't sound good. I
No, you
also
sound
think
good.
it doesn't matter. Like if you're okay, if you're listening to a song and it's pretty loud and whatever, and people are singing along, it doesn't matter if they sound good or not. Personally, I don't think I sound good. Like pretty much most of the time, I don't think I sound good, and I don't know how to sing like professionally or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I will say if people are singing without music, or if the music is very low and they don't sound good, then
Hmm.
it's like, oh my gosh, okay, stop.
Yeah.
But if you're in the car, especially, or just in general, if it's playing and it's loud and people are singing,
Yeah.
who cares if they
Yeah.
don't sound good?
Yeah.
And also, yeah, like I don't think that really matters because like the music is kind of like at the same level as
Yeah.
people singing.
A lot of times, if it's a song that we're like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna sing, we'll just turn it up so we can't hear ourselves.
But like I usually like it like the music pretty loud
Hmm.
and then I sing.
The yeah, that's
There's
true.
like a certain level where I'm like I'm not gonna sing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like below that I don't.
You never sing loud enough to be the, especially not without me. You don't really sing at all when we're not alone. But you don't really ever sing loud enough to be like the solo person singing.
Yeah. I think and it doesn't matter if you're singing in general. Like if you want to sing every time you listen to music, that's cool. And I kind of get her where it's like I'm listening to a song that I want to play because I want to sing to it. So for OP's perspective, I would be like, okay, yeah, you're so good at singing. Like, come on, like, give me a break.
Mm.
Maybe like she's like jealous a little because I feel like that would make sense because like I'm someone who's not good at singing and pretty much a lot of the times I want to be singing in the car when I'm listening to music, especially
Yeah.
the music I put on.
Yeah.
Like also I'm not like usually I don't try to sing along to a song and I don't know the lyrics. Like that can get annoying. Like hearing people sing along and then they like are just like messing up every single time. But like so much where it's like my mom where it's like no, but like I think a lot of people can relate to this with their moms where it's like the name of the song they're getting the lyrics messed up singing it. Like it's the chorus, you know, like
Yeah, that's the part
it's the
anyone
part that
knows.
everybody should know of and it's popular songs.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably people with moms out there that are like that too. But anyways, I feel like I'm losing my train of thought. Like I think that she might be jealous and
Mm.
or I don't like the fact of multiple things here where it's
Well,
like
the point of this, which seems like she she's getting shut up in the car because she wants to sing.
yeah, so I don't like I think it was that they're having a conversation and then they talk a bit and then she immediately puts on music
Mm.
and then the OP was like and trying to like get back to the conversation. Like I think it should be like if you guys are talking and you guys are talking and then it's oh do you want to put on music now and then you put on music now. Like it's like two separate things. But I think that there should have been like more communication there where it's like especially if it's like a road trip or something or a long drive where it's like sometimes you talk in the car and sometimes you just listen to music
Mm-hmm.
and it should be like one person shouldn't be like now it's music time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like it should be like oh okay you want to listen to music now because if the end of the conversation didn't happen and you're just putting on music like that's kind of like rude. And
Yeah.
then also um I think also like turning it down and then trying to get back to the conversation can be rude too.
Mm.
So it's like both sides should have been some communication there where it's like, hey, we didn't finish the conversation. Can we get back to that before listening to music?
Mm.
Or or it should have been communication in the first place of, okay, I want to put on music now, and then it's like, wait, can we finish our conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Like as easy as that.
They're
That's
both
kind of why I'm
important.
like everyone sucks here.
Yeah, I think everyone does suck here. In a realistic situation, like not where the one person's definitely shutting them up and they only want to be like they're the star and the other person's just the audience.
I also yeah, I don't
Out.
like the
Yeah.
duet thing. Like
Yeah, yeah, that's
oh, it's
weird.
not a duet. And it's like, if you're singing, I can sing just as much.
It's not a duet is really rude.
Yeah, that is rude.
It's giving that she like is a snob, a music snob. Um, but we want to bring this down to earth of like an actual situation that can happen. I get where you're like, somebody with ADD can be like, you can say a word and then their brain will be like, oh, that song with the word in it, and then now that song won't stop playing in their head, and they have to just start playing it to sing it, and then they don't tell you that's what's going on in their brain. Yeah, been there. So you can put on a song, like, I think that's fine to be like, oh, I'm gonna put on a song, and then if it's like, oh, we gotta finish the conversation, then it's like,
Yeah,
it's
but
probably more important.
mid-conversation is not cool.
Not cool, make conversation. Yeah.
I don't think it really makes sense because it should just be, you should just wait, you know?
Yeah, it depends what the conversation's about. Depends what the song is. Depends if you're talking about songs. That happens too. Talking about a Disney movie
Well,
and you
that's
want to play
why
a
it's
song.
different. It's like it was obviously that it was probably like a good conversation, like a deeper conversation, or like something where they were like, I don't know, learning about each other or learning about something, or I
Yeah.
don't know. There's no reason to just put on music and then now it's sing time. Because if you're going to put on music while you're talking, then it's not sing time.
Yeah.
You're putting on music that you don't want to sing to or you don't care about singing to at that moment.
Yeah.
And it's got to be
That's fair.
turned down.
I also think that what happens a lot is that if there's music quiet and somebody's setting the mood to talk over quiet music, the person who's a singer or the person who can't focus will keep hearing the music and not be able to focus on the words, and they'll start singing the music.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to
Because
turn the music off.
there's times where I put on music and then we suddenly start having a conversation. I'm like, I wanted it to be sing time.
There's that
So
too.
then I'll just stop the music, or I'll be like there has been situations like this where it's like I'm the person that's putting on music and I want to sing to it and I want to listen to the song, and then John Paul starts talking and then I'm like, I wanted to sing to the song. So it's either I'll restart the song or stop the music, or I'll be like, this is not the time to talk.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's not the time to talk either. It's
Yeah.
not always sing time has to be the first one to go. Sometimes it's not mid conversation. Sometimes it's like it's you start talking in the middle of a song.
I think my ultimate point, my final point for this is, if you are talking to somebody and you really don't feel like talking, you don't feel like saying, you just want to sing your
Yeah,
heart
sometimes
out.
it's like that.
Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes you just got to deal with it and just sit there and have the conversation. And the other side, sometimes if you want to talk about something and you want to share something that's, I gotta say this, like it's just like keep thinking about it, or maybe it's not important. You just want to talk, but somebody's already has music going, and we're already having a vibe of singing and music and good time. Like, you probably don't need to say it right then. You can probably wait till the song's over at the very least.
Yeah, there's been times like that.
So both ways you can learn patience.
Yeah. Someone said, "Ugh, I'm a singer, but that line gave me the worst secondhand embarrassment. In general, I would never assume someone wanted to listen to me sing all the time, even if I have a good voice. Opie is definitely not the asshole.
Exactly.
Also, the overall vote is not the asshole. So we're not in the majority or whatever.
Yeah, because where everyone sucks here.
Because, yeah, I think it's everyone sucks here because I think there's issues on both sides. First, I thought that OP was the asshole because I didn't finish the whole story. But then I realized that the girlfriend said the line of the duet thing.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I don't really like the, like, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, okay, you can tell that she probably is like, oh, you don't sing as good as me. This is not duet. But then, like, not wanting to say that you don't sing as good as me. So they,
Yeah.
like, say something more snarky.
Yeah, I definitely think you if you said not the asshole in the story, I wouldn't really think you're wrong either. It's either not the
Yeah,
asshole
because
or
it's,
everyone
like,
sucks here.
offensive. Like, the
That's
end is
offensive.
offensive. So then
Yeah.
some people will be like, oh, well, then you're justified. But it's, like, really it just needed to be more communication on both sides.
Yeah. I've never ever said to you or anybody, it's not a duet. And I've also never even heard anyone say that.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine, a lot of rude people. I've heard a lot of rude things in my life, but that just sucks, man. Like, for the situation, that just sucks.
Someone said, quoting, sometimes I try to sing along, but she'll say something like, it's not a duet, in a joking way, but I know she means it. Wow, okay, based on the title, I was ready to condemn you for hating Joy, but she just became the asshole in a major way. Is she like this about other stuff? I love to sing in the car and get sad anytime someone starts singing with me, then stops again. Makes me feel like I threw them off key, not the asshole. Alright, well, I think we made our point why we think that's everyone sucks here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mm.
that's everything for today. And I hope you guys liked watching this video. Please
Yeah.
subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment what you think on each of the stories.
I think we discovered our theme here is
Oh, yeah.
wow. That's unhinged. That's like I never heard anyone say that or like family, but she's not family. I don't know.
For the overall thing, I guess we could say, like, it's unhinged. Or,
Yeah.
like, that's unhinged.
That's unhinged.
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really remember the first few stories now. But thinking about the wedding one and this one.
That's selfish. You know, a lot of selfish people today.
Yeah. Well, anyways, again, subscribe, like, comment, share, ring the bell, whatever else there is. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Adios.